Hi guys. Hello.
We are back.
Hello guys. Can you tell us if you can hear
Sorry
us?
for the technical difficulties. Please let us know on the chats if we are audible, if we are live,
Hello.
if we are audible, if there is sound this time. Let us know, please.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Check the chat.
Hello. Hello guys. Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay.
Right. It seems as if all is well now. We are apologizing in
sorry.
advance, guys.
Very sorry
now
about
we
that,
need
eh?
we need to connect the what we call the phone, so that we can use the phone. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Are we clear?
Are we clear? Hello. Are we audible?
Okay, nangu Azania uti hey Dianiva mna. Thank you, Azania. Thank you for the feedback. Hey guys, this live thing. Hey. Sometimes, sometimes it's just not doing what it's supposed to do.
So right now we are fixing
Yeah.
the issue of what we call a phone.
Getting phone calls.
Because we need to connect the phone now. So guys, it's my bad. It's me. It's my fault. I am responsible for this side of things. I didn't test certain things. There's something I didn't test. And I really apologize because now it has taken some of your time, and it was not my intention. Now we are going to take a call just right away.
Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, no, we can hear you now. The phone to speak.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay,
Hey.
thanks.
Hey.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Yes.
Cool. So, guys, the main issue here, as you can see, you can still call us, and we are available on WhatsApp,
Yeah,
on both things. We
you
are available.
can.
Guys, it was my mistake. It was Mr. Anonymous' mistake. I'm the one responsible on this side of things, and I apologize. I hope that I don't get fired for doing such.
It's
It's a technical issue.
difficulties.
That is my fault. But I think let us step into this case once and for all. We are just gonna, for now, we're just gonna just go through the case, and obviously we will open the chance for people to also come in and have their view.
Yes, we'd like to start with Teffo, please. All of those counter arguments he was having before the case started, early in the morning, before Mshololo came in and was allowed to cross-examine Teffo Mosia. So I want to know, Mr. Anonymous, from you, what were some of those things that were raised? I heard something about the defendants, how they got confessions out of them.
So it was just to jump in the first argument that he made. Normally, those are the arguments that you would hear at the beginning of the case. So before he even start cross-examining, he was supposed to either let the court know that few things that need to be looked at. One is that the rights of the people that were actually in this case as defendant, they were not read properly, which can actually cripple the case. Basically,
Meaning their rights were not read.
yeah, so the
to
arrest
them.
is not correct if that is done. So that case, it can actually just be dismissed like that if it is found that indeed there was no procedure that was followed in terms of arresting these people and reading their rights. Because you remember when some of them, they were even refusing to get there up there in the stand when they were greeting the magistrate.
Yes.
They refused because they said
This is last year.
they didn't know what they are here for. So that means they were not read some of what was supposed to be. When you're getting arrested, they tell you
Yes, your rights. They read you your rights.
yes, and why they are taking you in.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
in this case, that was not apparently done. So that has a chance of jeopardizing the whole case. In his argument, therefore, was just saying that the submission that he makes, it's basically to say that can we dismiss this case because the procedures that were followed are not lawful. And then on top of that, there is an issue of forcing confession
Yes.
through certain measures that they use there. And that is also not legal. So that is what he was submitting at the beginning. In a hope that he would save Mshololo time, because there is an interlink between the two, between the four and the other one that Mshololo is representing. Because you must remember that Mshololo is representing one guy.
One of the accused.
Yes.
That's very interesting. And then the judge refused to have Teffo. He refused it and he said Mshololo must continue interrogating Thabo Mosia. Okay, what stood out about today for me is the fact that Sergeant Thabo Mosia did not take fingerprints and DNA swabs on the door handle of the main door when he arrived at Kelly Kumalo's house. Not only the main door, as well as one of the doors for the bedroom inside the house. So he said he did not take anything from there.
Okay.
Which I found very, very interesting.
So guys,
and also the fact
just
that
to disturb you, Emil, I'm sorry to separate. Can you press that like button, guys, so that we get pushed, because we would like to have what we had before
you
we
saw
got
what
disturbed.
we went through.
Yeah.
Please, we are begging at this point.
And that subscribe, guys, please press that subscribe.
And subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of commentary, and please share the video if you can.
Okay.
Yes, I was with on Mosia, and what he was saying in court today. Mosia also did not interview anyone. Okay.
That is weird, though.
Yeah.
That is because you are in a situation. Can I just take this call or this caller?
All right.
Hello, Mzansi Reality here.
Hello, welcome to Mzansi Reality.
Hi, I promised I was going to call in today.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You are the caller that called this morning, right? Hello?
I didn't call, I texted. But
Oh.
I texted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
properly.
We can hear you.
Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to encourage you, like, these things take time for people to feel comfortable to call in. So the calls will come.
Okay.
I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. But then talking specifically about this whole Senzo Meyiwa case, right? So I think people are leaving out. I think people are so focused in the events of what happened that they're not sitting and thinking of the motive. I think the motive is what fundamentally will solve the case. Yeah? Are you following me?
Yeah, we are following
We're
you.
following.
Right. So if we think about Kelly Kumalo, she's a very ambitious lady who she's one of those people who will do anything to get to the success she thinks she deserves, right?
Yes.
So in essence, she's a bit of like your Jada. She's an artist. So when you think of that, I remember in the documentary, the very first episode, they talked about how Senzo has had this opportunity where he was most likely going to be transitioning to play in the European soccer league, right?
Yes.
My thing is, I think that is what Kelly Kumalo was actually after. So it wasn't so much that she liked him. If you look at it, you can actually see that there wasn't much chemistry between them. And I think that the reason why he had started to think about going back to his wife was because he started to realize that this woman isn't really that into him. Because there's a difference between men and women.
Yes.
There are a lot of these cases where, like lately, it's in fashion to be like the side piece or whatnot.
Okay.
But the difference between men and women is a man can be a better side piece to a woman. So let's say the scrub hustler man, right?
Yeah.
Who's with a woman who's got money and conditions and pretend for longer because men are naturally raised, groomed to be able to pretend.
Yes.
Whilst with women, she can only pretend for so long before she
Yeah.
starts to show her true colors, no matter what.
So,
And that's why in most situations where the woman is the one who's there out of interest, that relationship won't last as long because at some point she gets tired of pretending. So I think that if people stop focusing so much on what happened that night, which is quite obvious what happened to me, I think it was a case of a gun that went off accidentally. So in whose hands it was in, we don't know. But if we look at the reason why the fight occurred, that's where we're going to solve the case, because the fight occurred because if you are a woman who thinks that you have finally found your jackpot, you finally found that guy who's going to redeem you, that guy who's going to finally get the world to accept you, to recognize you. And this man, and you've done all these things to this woman, to this man's woman, to demean her. And this man then does the ultimate payback, which is to say, no, I actually want to go back to her. So I actually think what was happening and why Senzo was shot where he was shot is because Senzo was walking out of the house.
Emily,
That's what I think was happening.
I think
that's why.
most
Oh
people.
no, he was running to my arms because why was he in the corridor? I don't think that it was anything of running into her arms. I think she was trying to stop him from walking out of the house because he was walking out of the house to go and be with the woman he wanted to be with. And I think that's where all of this begins. What do you guys think?
You have said things that I think many people are
thinking.
literally saying behind the closed doors. Obviously, this platform is for that. Not to actually assassinate assassinate anyone, but it is to just give an overview. I mean, this is a public case that is open to everyone to
And
actually
it's
discuss.
an opinion.
But
it's
what you are thinking, I've heard such theories. I've heard people discuss in that direction.
You are not
Obviously,
the
you are not the
only
only one, and what you are saying is actually what most people maybe are afraid to say.
True. I've
So-
heard that theory before myself.
So, in a sense, the way the events, even with the help of the documentary,
Yes.
that at some point Kelly had to go and camp because Senzo thought that he was just doing a one-night stand. And then all of a sudden, it became this big thing. So, both of them, actually, you can literally say that maybe Senzo got closer when Kelly started speaking about a twin brother and all that,
Yes.
and that's where Senzo got closer. And then while Kelly was doing that, and I would assume Kelly was much aware of what she was doing.
Yeah, and that's where I think it was supposed to be a fling, but once she found out what was in this man's trajectory, those golden eyes stepped in. Right? And now
yes.
that's when she became her aggressive goal-seeking stuff, because it was like, what? I could be a WAP in Europe. I could be, you know what I mean? So, and then there's another aspect that people are missing. I don't think she just called Chico because of the son or whatnot. A woman like her, they've got many options. So people need to ask, what was her real relationship with Chico? Anyway, guys, I have to go. Thank you.
We thank you. We thank you for your impact, and those are your views. We would like to protect this.
Let's put the disclaimer
Right.
on. The views
So
and
maybe people
opinions
like
expressed.
we're not so wrong. This whole thing of this party club, it's not, because this could have been, if you think that within 2 hours, how many phone calls were made and all these people came to the rescue.
Yes.
Who really was this woman to all of these men?
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well done. Bye.
Bye. Yes, guys, as we
Yes,
said,
a
we give you
disclaimer
the
again.
chances, and this is a disclaimer, guys. All the comments that are made here are comments that are just a view of
Yes.
our viewers,
Our
and
views
are
and
not
opinions.
those of us, are not one of what we are saying as a channel.
As
Channel
Mzansi
is alone,
Reality.
and Mr. Anonymous is also alone, and so is
And-
Emin. So we are just making a commentary on a case. This is
Yes.
done normally in Europe and other countries, big
Yes.
countries. Unfortunately, in South Africa, we are at that situation where we are really skeptical of a lot of things. But Emily, just continue with that. And guys, we still gonna take your calls, and we are not gonna stop and keep the comments
You
going.
can keep calling. There's no problem. We'll stop what we're doing and listen to what you have to say. So Mosia also did not interview anyone, and you said that this is interesting. Okay, on what I was listening in on, Mosia says he asked Brigadier Ndlovu, and he can't say with certainty that the family heard what Brigadier was telling him when Brigadier was telling him about the evidence and what he had found, the swabs that he had found and what he had been told just before Mosia arrives. What do you think about that?
That there were no swabs.
That nobody from the family was interviewed.
Not only that, Emily. Let's say in my house I have a woman or even a guy over, and this guy happens to be shot. You know, the first thing that they will do, I don't know what is the right name, if you might remind me, where they test the powder of a gun in your hands.
Or the gunshot residue.
Yes, because they need to make sure that they exclude me from the people that could possibly be suspect to this. So if you come into a crime area and you do not do that as a forensic person, it raises questions as to why. I mean, you are saying you're an expert, and well, there's years to actually back that up.
14.
As a policeman, you would know that those are the things that you look at. When it comes to guns, you would know that you look at those things.
Yes.
Now, what made you change your mind in doing those things?
Or not even consider it at all.
At all. Not only you forgot swiping the door, maybe the case was overwhelming, you forgot that.
Yeah.
But someone passed away because of a gun. Or someone was shot, because if we say passed away, then there is going to be that question of saying that the argument that was made that maybe, not even maybe, allegedly Senzo was actually dead in that house. So moving her to hospital was one way of just going and dumping him there so that everyone would think this was not me, guys. This was Teffo's argument. So I'm just reminding you that, so that whatever that I say, it must be in line with that. Let me say I believe those who were in the house. Senzo died in the hospital. But as for Mosia, why didn't you do all the things that you were supposed to do?
Why?
Even after calling for backup, you still, with your backup, we don't know how many there were, you still conveniently forgot to do the right things.
That was very strange to me. And I was like, how safe are mere ordinary citizens from this type of competence?
It's difficult, because what this case is actually showing us is that we are in under siege as people. Look, Senzo is big. I would assume Senzo, actually not even assume, I know that Senzo was bigger than me as a person in terms of fame and all that. So if it happens to me, then what? And my parents don't have this money and don't have these volunteers that would actually take this case willy-nilly. What would happen?
There are so many cases in South Africa that are like that. So many that have gone cold.
But again, maybe you look at American police. As much as they do what they do also on their side, it's a topic for another day. But they have cameras. Most of them, they've been caught of whatever the wrongdoing that they do because of those cameras. Why don't we have a system like that?
Why?
Where you feel safe with the police because you know that there is this camera, and if that camera is off, then I can literally go to the police station and say you did this, and then the first question that they would ask you is, why was the camera off?
Yes. He also, Mosia also mentioned Brigadier Ndlovu and what he said to him. Now, he says that Brigadier said there was a tussle in the kitchen, okay? And it looks like there was a squabble in the kitchen, and that's where the gun went off.
So a tussle of an intruder.
That's what he didn't mention. He said there was a tussle, and that is where Senzo was shot.
And that is where Senzo was shot. According to the documentary, though, Senzo was actually lying where? In a sitting
living room.
In the living room.
Next to the TV stand. I will never forget that.
Yeah, just close to that sofa.
Yes.
So, are we saying that Senzo moved after being shot to that?
We are
living
moving
room?
to the kitchen now.
So-
Literally.
Guys, what do you think? Can you do you have liberty to read today's comments on the
Okay, let me go to the comment section. Hi guys, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Okay. Azania says Ndianiva. Okay, that was the time we were having issues. Thank you so much, Azania. And Musawenkosi says we can hear. Yes, yes, yay. And then Gabsile Mabusa, apology accepted, Mr. Anonymous. Azania Mkosa, we forgive you, Mr. Anonymous.
Hello, thank you.
You are forgiven. Mtandazo Mhluzi says hello, and Gabsile Mabuza, today was a mess on the part of Advocate Teffo. With due respect to the land advocate, he may have trained as a lawyer, but his knowledge of criminal procedure leaves a lot to be desired.
You know, I would like to actually interfere there and I would say why.
Okay, what do you think?
In my thinking, guys, I feel like there is something going on behind the scenes that
Alright.
we obviously don't have a chance of viewing it as the case proceed. These things, when they are happening, let me say, if let's say Emily, you're an advocate, and obviously you also have your insiders, people who would inform you. Yeah. And in his argument, he argued that why are we here? I don't know whether they're in a not Gauteng or
Or North Gauteng court
Instead
instead
of-
of the south. Is it
you
south one?
listen to those arguments. Is someone crying? To me, it sounds like someone is crying because they know what is going to happen. So even the issue of bringing all these things that you were supposed to bring at the beginning, it's because of the way maybe the case is going right now. I have a feeling that he's feeling like that maybe that there's a bit of interference, and I wouldn't go as in fact I would go as far as saying that he doesn't trust the judge. Hence these questions: why?
In Mr.
why are we-
Anonymous' opinion.
Yes, yeah. The way he's asking, why are we here? We are not even supposed to be here. That is telling me it's someone who's really crying that, because the reason now is bringing all these things.
Yes.
Someone obviously went to him and told him, maybe you should have started here. But the issue is that if you look at his argument, there is even no need for me. This is for me. There isn't no need to go back now and rectify what could have been. But the only reason you would do that is when you are desperate, because maybe you've been told that maybe something is fixed, or maybe something is this is a maybe, and a big maybe. This is someone who's crying. Like basically it's someone who feels that everything is gonna go in a certain way, because after all these arguments, he has poked the holes. I mean, honestly speaking, we are there to see it. But now the fear that you keep on hearing, maybe through certain people that you are also connected with, because there's always two teams in one team. So there's always a team that maybe wants something to be really to come out and be seen, and there's that team that obviously is playing for the boss. Maybe this is what I'm viewing.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Yes.
So next comment, Azania Mkosa says, interesting point raised by the caller. God, I don't think Kelly shot Senzo, or if she did, it really was an accident, not intentional.
I think what we people are not at the point of saying that was it intentional or not intentional. The problem here is if that was the case, if then that's a big if that was the case, why didn't you come clean like anybody else, like Jub, like anyone else?
All right.
Do you understand that,
Yeah.
that is the problem?
And Musawenkosi Oscar Gumete at Azania Teffo already indicated that Senzo was shot by mistake. Mpume Matenjwa, this case have a lot of scandals, and it looks like there are people in high places playing with money somewhere, allegedly.
That is a big allegedly. Yes, you look at it, you feel that, I mean, if it was just a straightforward thing, I mean, you would actually get a simple question. Because you find me with, let's say you find me with someone who's shot here. The first thing that a normal police would come and do is to actually try to see that I'm not the one. If they have any doubt, they would take me to custody. Right?
True.
So I become now the first suspect.
By
Yes.
you being there. Usually that's what happens.
But it all changed. It all changed. Not only that changed. Not only that changed. Even the way you are collecting evidence, everything just changed.
And on SABC, there's information that also earlier in the court case, I was watching it, and they were saying that it took 4 hours. Okay, it took 4 hours for Senzo to go to the hospital.
So we estimated 2 hours when we were reviewing the document
The
because
documentary.
of what the guy said.
Yes.
So it took more than that.
It actually took more than that, and that is shocking.
And if that is the case, even we are working with a lot of ifs here. That means maybe if they find a way of getting to hospital as early as possible, even if they call the ambulance would have come at that time, would have came at that time. And this is a township we're talking about.
Yes.
The hospital shouldn't be that far.
And Sis64th says, Ngati, this documentary was released to get ahead of the story, really. And now they are in court. They are following everyone with cameras.
Look, I blame them for delaying the case, Netflix. But now, on the flip side, you also look at what they are doing. They are giving us that international view. And that international view is now compelling for certain people, maybe, who were thinking of trying to find a certain way of maybe, or who might be thinking of that. Now you need to do a right thing.
Yeah.
We are not watched only in South Africa. You are
It's
watched
the world
international.
now.
Everyone is checking you. What? I would accept the presence of international people.
Okay. Nolwazi Mkonta says, hi family, hi Nolwazi. Lungisile Mpisane says, I just wish advocate Teffo and advocate Mshololo could collaborate more. Today, I wish Mshololo should not have addressed Teffo the way she did, as they are in the same team. I was also very surprised by that. It shocked me.
I think the problem is when you think you are going to win.
Oh, that's where advocate Mshololo
This is where you come in because you want to conquer whatever that you want. But
I finish now? I finish?
You must be careful. Maybe one fight by Teffo could actually save you time.
And this not being arrested properly, it means even this trial should not even have been where it's at now.
You look at all this, you are poking all the holes. We can all see the holes we are poking and what is wrong, and we all can see that. My question is, if that can happen, if such mistakes can happen, so as other mistakes can happen. You might come and give proper arguments, but then people don't think the same. People don't look at things the same.
No.
They might feel that maybe the NPA has more point and the judges otherwise. So why wouldn't you take a chance of winning once and for all?
I don't think that's how it's gonna plan out. This one, this case is
No, but by therefore bringing that,
yeah.
then you should go back to your client and say, was that the case? These people are interlinked.
Oh, to ask
And that's what
them,
Teffo was actually arguing.
were you also
the problem is
forced?
that the problem is that, and I feel like Teffo, is misunderstood. And I've seen many lawyers who are
They're criticizing him. Yo.
No, I've seen many lawyers who are very rude when in robust in the way they ask questions.
Yeah.
But every time therefore makes a certain mistake, it is highlighted and it is made a big thing, such that if that relationship of Mshololo and therefore breaks, it's going to be a problem for them both.
It's going to be a problem. It is.
All the questions that Mshololo is asking, he should go and say thank you to Teffo, because Teffo poked all the holes. There is no question that Mshololo is asking that is not stemming from Teffo. So Teffo would never jeopardize the case that he has fought for. And you can tell the guy is in it with feelings and everything. All you need to do as Mshololo is to be collected and follow behind and make sure that you do the right thing. You mend where therefore made mistakes. You try to seek for clarity more and all that, and work hand in hand. Don't go there and show the cracks in public. Once you do that, then you are opening
a space
for you to actually be in that position that you don't want to be at. Your ratio of winning is very good, but you don't want to jeopardize that.
Yeah. And Tutuki Lentuli says the accused are not safe, especially the two who were assaulted to confess for Kona Aguzwile.
Okay, let's call.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, guys. How are you?
We are good. How are you?
Fine. I'll also be anonymous. Anonymous.
Okay.
No
Can I?
Yes, you can be anonymous.
Can.
Hello?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can be anonymous.
Okay. So, guys, I'm getting confused with regards to this case somehow. Maybe you guys can give us a story, because since I started to watch your videos, so somehow I'm getting some clues.
Okay.
If you guys remember, by the time Mr. Mosia confessed that the person who shot was a woman.
Okay.
So, and that day, therefore ended up saying, can one of those guys stand up? And he said, no, there's no woman there. So that's the first point. So it looks like that case somehow it's connected. I mean, I would say therefore it's connecting the dots, because most of the things, first of all, that guy, Mosia, is a first witness, but he already opened up a lot of holes. So I think that is why even advocate Mshololo takes advantage of them, of which is there in a line. So now again, the caller who was calling with regards to explaining what might happen. So I don't believe in the story of the intrude and whatsoever. So another thing, as a nation, we are getting confused. Who might it be the state witness? I mean, who might it be the eyewitness? Because most of the people they were speculating after Teffo's version. So with regard to the witness, they thought maybe it might happen that it's Kelly's sister. So, but everybody can you guys touch that point? Maybe try to explain what really happened on that issue.
Okay, my brother, I think on the point of a woman being mentioned by Mosia, we still need to do more research on that. But on the issue of eyewitness.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't want to say, but I don't. Let me put it like this: I don't think it's a woman.
Okay.
You don't think there's a witness?
I think there is a witness, but I don't think it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
So now you will maybe also find your way of I don't want to put names here, but I don't think it's a woman. So
Okay.
that is my argument, and I've heard, I think, watched the video Gabaga. Some of you would know Baga.
The traditional healer that made an appearance on the documentary.
Yeah, who I think, would you say he was in a relationship at some point with Kelly?
There were allegations.
Allegations like that, yes, there were allegations like that. He also said something very interesting, in a sense that he said he doesn't think a witness is a woman. I also don't think so. I don't think so, because you look at the Instagram today of Zandi, showing solidarity behind
with
her sister and all that. So I don't. There were how many? 3 women there. It's Kelly's mother, it's Kelly and Zandi. So already we are looking at that, and let us. I feel like it's clear it cannot be a family member.
Okay. Gabisile Mabuza Uti, I agree with you, Mr. Anonymous. Advocate Teffo does appear to be desperate because he knows that his clients are innocent. However, as a lawyer, he is not supposed to bring in emotion to the case.
You know, Gabisile, I have been in many political gatherings.
Okay.
There are times where, and law in any case is so connected to politics. You'd realize that many politicians, most of them are either studying towards or they have. So I had like I feel like there is a way that politically where people can push your buttons.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
We don't see the rest. We don't see the rest. You might try by all means to be as calm as you can, but remember, Teffo is basically for me number one player of this whole thing. Do you understand? And there is a history of police department and Teffo. He used to work there, and if you recall very well, it apparently didn't live well, right? He was dismissed, and
allegedly.
And you can tell that is also bringing more emotions, because maybe something is being done that he knows as a police that these things, when they are done, this is what these things are showing. Mostly about Teffo, forget about the way he puts his English. He knows.
And there's also a history of him actually having police members or ex-police members represented by him in appeals after they've been dismissed. So he works
so there is a
closely.
long history with the law enforcement. So whatever they do, therefore might know what actually is happening now, and that's why he's trying to nullify that.
To push.
He's trying to nullify that. Also, he's fighting, basically. He's looking like someone who's really fighting. And I would feel free if I was represented by him, because it shows that he's going to use everything that is in front of him to actually get to where he wants to get.
Interesting. Azania says a lot is happening behind the scenes in this case. I also don't trust the judge. Obviously, the likes of Tele can't keep with their tricks and shenanigans, so the judge is at play, true ANC style, allegedly.
Well, this is not us. This is you.
Hlongwa says, if they spend 4 hours to get Senzo into the hospital, does that mean they had a meeting with the MEC while Senzo was on the floor? That is a question. Allegedly.
Remember,
that is a question, and it's a very important question.
I fear what, you know my fear. I'm trying to draw now this story, like in my mind. I'm thinking, if that is the case,
it is scary
for someone who, it's clear that because they are saying he passed away in the hospital, and there's one who's saying that he passed away in a car. There's not now another theory that he passed away on the scene.
Yes.
So that means he could have been dying all along.
And that is scary.
And that is what is actually scaring me, because that is if really that is the case, that
is scary.
Yeah, you must be brave to actually do that thing.
Nosipiwe says, why can't they interview Kelly's son? He obviously might not recall everything that went down that day because it has been years, but he might help to crack something on that case. Okay, at this point, we can forget about
At this point, we can just forget about that. If they couldn't check the gunpowder on their hands. What more can we talk about?
Azania says, Azania was responding actually to Nosipiwe, and she's saying, because Kelly in her reality has already discredited, maybe she meant reality show, has already discredited and made her son out to be a manipulative liar who takes after his father. That woman is calculative, allegedly.
Yeah, speaking of which, I saw a video today of Kelly Kumalo working with bodyguards.
I had wanted everyone to watch this video.
We really wanted to actually show it to you guys.
Can we show you this video? I don't know how many of you guys have seen it so far, because the video...
Yeah, it's I think it's 2 bodyguards, and there is someone taking a video of those bodyguards.
Yes, there's someone. Let me describe the video.
Basically, I would say someone with Kelly.
There is Kelly walking in a very colorful fur coat that has rainbow colors. It's colorful, and then she's walking in a mall. She has 2 big, humongous bodyguards, and she's walking in between these bodyguards. The other one is of no color and the other one is of color, and she's walking in between them wearing black, and she's walking like a supermodel. She's getting out, and there's someone recording everything all the way up until she makes it to her car,
and then strategically switches it off so
and
that
then
you
it's
don't
switched
see
off.
You don't see
and
the
I'm wondering
the
a lot
number
of
plate.
things, because there was a prophecy that came out that said Kelly must be protected. It's coming from a prophet in Zimbabwe. It's like,
Wait, let us address that issue of prophetic people bringing a lot of prophecy
and confusion, because look now.
Look, I understand that people would like to have that in them, that they can actually see everywhere. But can we limit these things in this case?
Can we stop?
Can we
Prophets,
stop? Can we let the case flow? Because
now she's performing.
Now you can justify why you have bodyguards, because you take it spiritually, you take these things.
I don't mind her having bodyguards. I honestly don't have a problem with that. But when you can tell that someone recorded this, you can tell that this is kind of like a performance. It's really troubling.
I think that's a problem that people have with Kelly.
Yeah,
is what she is portraying.
She needs to,
which stems back to the letter that was written by Zandi.
Yes.
To Kelly.
Calm down,
divorcing
Kelly.
in a sense.
Calm down.
Which says that she looks like she's got it all, but only to find that she doesn't even know what is happening.
I remember that part of the letter.
So that is I think I remember that part when I saw this. I was like, maybe she's
trying to show that she's strong, or she's trying to show something, but there's no need for her to do that at this point. There's no need. There's a current trial happening concerning the father of your child.
As you would claim.
Calm down. Okay, enough with the theatrics. Okay, another comment is coming from Hlonga. Kulegani, if they spend 4 hours to get... Okay, I read that one. Sorry about that, guys. Simpiwe Ndlovu says, Mr. Anonymous, you're absolutely right about Teffo. I understand Teffo 100%. So, Mr. Anonymous, you're not the only one. Simpiwe agrees with you. And Lungisile says, I honestly think Kelly's mom will crack easily on the witness stand. So I wish she can be called earlier.
You see, in my feeling, if really those people that were found there, they were taken to separate rooms.
Yes.
Honestly, I think we would have known by now what is the truth.
And if they refuse to talk, game theory, Papa.
Yes, what you call a bluff. Yeah.
You're like, witness Etize said this. Okay.
Ah man, they do those. You know when you watch serious crimes in America, there's this show.
And
this
he's
channel.
gonna get a plea or he's gonna get a lesser sentence because he told the truth.
There's this channel where you look at what is done by other countries, police and all that, and you look at South Africans.
I mean, I understand. Yazi ngiyasaba, guys. I'm so scared that should anything happen, with an advocate, a forensic expert like Mosia coming to the crime scene. Hey.
My question is, how many, I've got a question and I want you guys to go do your own research on this one because I'm not going to say how many people were there at the scene who are of big
reputational leadership positions.
Like how many people?
Like the MEC who just went and did an interview. Did you manage to watch the interview?
No, I haven't. Like, this is what is disturbing me. These people
She went and did a whole interview saying, I don't know what Teffo is talking about. Those allegations are nonsensical, blah, 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 blah.
And
but
the manner in which they rebuff these things, you understand? We
Yeah.
are trying to get into a truth here. First of all, we don't know why you were there, but, well, maybe you're a chief or what.
MEC
But
of safety.
how often do you go to a scene where someone is shot? I don't know.
She says all the time. I watched the interview. She says all the time.
No, many people were shot in many places. We've never had a situation where, in fact, we would see Minister of the police,
Yeah.
It's after, even
Yeah.
on the Dudula. How often do you go to that scene when things are really still hot at the time? Well, we would never know.
We will never know.
But those are the things that we look at also. Maybe the complication that we are seeing now and what Teffo is actually showing us
Musa Wenkosi has a question. But guys, where did Senzo die? In a scene or a hospital? Please help me understand.
Okay, there are many theories. The first theory is he died on a hospital. This is according to what Kelly said on the documentary.
Yes.
And then
And everyone else.
Kumalo
Tumelo.
kind of insinuated that he could have been
In the
dead
car.
in the car. And then there is Teffo's theory, which we still have to prove it because, I mean, this eyewitness still going to come, which poses a question in a form of what if I tell you that Senzo was already dead in this scene?
On the scene.
On the scene.
They were planning. He even alluded to say they're planning to take him to the mortuary.
And the hospital was the way of just and then dumping, and then the hospital should take Senzo to the hospital, to the mortuary. So there are many theories. That on its own is creating a cloud on this case. Not only that, the evidence that was taken, seemingly you took a hat.
Everything else.
You took a hat.
You forgot the
forgot
gun.
to swipe. You
The
forgot-
gun residue on people's hands that were there
You
on the
forgot the
scene.
gun
You
residue.
forgot.
You forgot to ask them. Like there's a lot of the right things that you could have done. No, even two of them actually could have assisted with this case.
Yes.
Not maybe the four things that we just mentioned. Two of them. Could Mosia if Mosia had done at least 2 of those things, we would know the truth.
It would be somewhere. Would be somewhere today. Daniel Makua, how was Kelly take someone to hospital while she doesn't have a medical cause or any medical treatment certificate? Accident happened, call police. That in itself.
That was Teffo's question.
Yes, that in itself is very weird because
it's interfering with the.
Yes, you're not supposed to take.
And then in answering that, Mosia then said they were thinking about the person, not about the law. So it could have been that they were trying to save. But now, when you are hearing these allegations of 4 hours, they might have just left Senzo there and called the ambulance.
They might have well waited for the ambulance. Kelly seems like she's all about her, no one else. This is his 64th. I get older sister who runs the house family vibes from her because she made it. The whole family had to humble themselves to her. That is his 64th opinion. Okay. I have to emphasize that because there are some people, they are followers, and when they follow,
they want what pains me is seeing people who are sort of defending certain people. In this case, I would pose a question of, would we see such if this was maybe someone else in the form of a woman?
I want to pose an interesting one. If this was Mandisa, would they be defending her?
There was a point in the documentary that, in fact, I may not even talk about it because whatever that was happening there in that documentary, it's and I said this, people thought it sounded like everything was gonna come out and it was gonna be Mandisa. The way they were talking, the way they were putting it, the way, it was like so, like, he was jealous and all, like.
It felt weird. It really did. It felt weird to like, okay. And there are some people, funny enough, that believe that.
Yeah.
And Lindy West says, I believe that Senzo died in that house and everyone in the house concentrated on messing up with evidence and rehearsing what to say instead of rushing him to the hospital. Allegedly. Azania Mkosa says, yes, show us the video. I wish we could show you the video.
It is the same.
These technical difficulties.
So what happened, guys, is as I was preparing and preparing for this whole, normally we show you everything.
Yes.
So I put a video and I didn't check certain things. So that's why.
That is why it messed up with the sound.
Was not right. So I had to just quickly fix it. I'm afraid if I put it now, but we will put it. If I put it, maybe we should just put it as a video. Just a video because it's less than.
Maybe we'll start with it on the next.
Once I fix everything.
Guys, we'll start with it on the next live. I will make sure that you guys see. That's if you haven't seen it already. I think it's already starting to trend. She did that today. People already are talking about it.
Why would you? There are a lot of things that are not sitting well with me. Why do you want to trend when we are in this situation of, look at us, we are asking questions, we don't have answers. Why do you want to show yourself?
Calm down. Calm down. KG Chipana says, so all this time, Kelly was calling Chico and Senzo's sister and others whose phone did she use because they took her phone and she knew all the numbers by heart. This is KG.
It's a very interesting question, that one. You know why?
Why?
We all assumed that the phone that was taken is a phone that maybe was used, and tell me if I'm wrong, many people were actually in that sleeping mood, and I would say it like that. Actually, the fact that Kelly called Twala and everyone else after, it was after, right? So that phone should have been with Kelly.
Did they ever retrieve that phone?
So whatever phone that was lost, this is where these are the part of the loopholes.
Yeah.
The phone that was taken, it could just be a phone that doesn't mean anything. The one that we want is the one that was used
To call
to make
everybody.
all these calls, and which, according to how the events happen, it should be left behind, because you can call someone and it's like they give you the phone and they take it after they call so and so. I think it should be the phone that is with Kelly, actually.
Lungisile says, I wonder why an ambulance was never called initially. Why would you call Chico and not an ambulance? Hey, Lungisile, I don't know. Hey, Ihlati says, remember the mother of Senzo. She didn't even allow Kelly to the funeral.
But Emily, there's one thing also that we need to ask.
Yeah.
When I remember very well, it was around 8 or so when it was announced that Senzo has been shot. If we put these 4 hours from,
It was actually 9.
Let's say 9,
It's
from 9, yeah.
2014. It was
let's say
after
from 9. So what time do you think Senzo was shot? If we put these 4 hours, let's say we assume that
Let me
that was
try
it.
and go back, okay, from the time that it was 9. Okay, 8.
Around
7,
6?
6, around 6.
Yes. Yes. So all these things, I think there is a neighbor there who talked about hearing the shooting. That neighbor, what if that neighbor was asked, what time did you hear the shooting? Isn't it on the documentary?
The person that Senzo Meyiwa was talking about said they were waiting for 2 hours.
No. I'm talking about the neighbor saying, I heard the scuffle and all the noise and
Oh,
what time?
isn't one of the ones who've passed on?
Oh.
It's one of the two that have passed on.
The boys that saw the intruders have passed on. If this guy is also passed on, so is Brigadier Ndlovu is allegedly passed on.
Guys, does anyone know the funeral of Brigadier Ndlovu? Because that's a funeral I would have really liked to see.
I'm not gonna go there. All I want to say is that, guys, this is a very sensitive thing.
Yeah,
and,
it's sensitive.
And we might end up asking questions that we're not supposed to ask.
Okay, let's finish the comment. I was on. So all this time, Kelly was calling Chico and Senzo and others. Whose phone did she use? Because they took her phone. And then Ihlati says, remember the mother of Senzo? She didn't even allow Kelly to the funeral. Remember, our mothers are our God sent by God. Azania says, Kubolile kulelizwe. It's so sad. I wonder what Senzo's mom, wife, kids, and brother are going through. It's really painful, Azania. It's painful.
It's painful. You know, life is so unfair, such that you suffer for many years. And I'm speaking maybe in thinking about Senzo's mom. You suffer for many years, and then you give birth to babies that you look at them as future. And then 1 or 2 of those, they do well. And after just that, someone or somewhere decide to take them away from you, you are back to square one. So in your head, you are already thinking that means I'll die suffering.
I think that's the motivation that even made me want to review the documentary. I saw those tears and my heart just fell to pieces.
That is what people who actually take people's life don't think. That you are taking someone who was a breadwinner. You know, when that woman is speaking about Senzo, the way she's gloating about Senzo, the way she was giving them money just for fun of it. And all of a sudden now you need to fight for the next slice. Every day you need to fight for
Asking
the next slice.
people.
And not only that, now we are back to square one. We are raising young Senzo again because Senzo left a child. So now you are raising young Senzo again after 20 years of doing that.
On top of that, your husband passed away from a stroke. That was most probably coming from the stress of this whole thing. Oh, guys,
So let us just leave this.
Okay, before we
Azania,
leave-
yeah.
Before we leave, how did you feel about Mosia? Allegedly, he took medication today and
No, you want to get
he
me into
fell
trouble.
ill.
You want to get
And
me
then
into
he fell ill. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
this-
how the court ended. It ended very early today compared to the past days. That's because Mosia wasn't
sick.
feeling well.
Yeah, so he was sick. Azania, you asked me about
About Moeletsi Mbeki. Let me read.
what do I think about Moeletsi Mbeki.
Yes, let me read what Azania commented. I found it very interesting and I thought we should quickly add it. Mr. Anonymous, what are your thoughts on Moeletsi Mbeki, the former president, little brother who is a political analyst? I think he is the only free person and says exactly what is on his mind.
No, I think Mbeki is sober. That Mbeki is really sober. That guy is, and I've said it before, I listen to him when he speaks. They don't call him in these big channels a lot because he speaks his mind and he says what is really correct. You know, there are people who says what feels like correct, but it's not. But this guy, when it comes to political analyzing, like analyzing and dissecting it, that guy is sober. It's
He's
him.
sober,
It's him and this other one. I forgot this other guy. I think is Zulu. Those two,
Yeah.
they are sober.
I don't see Moeletsi much.
No, you're not gonna say. No,
I'm always pissed when I see that he was on some news and I missed it and I see the clips on Twitter. I'm like,
no, you're not gonna see Mweleti a lot.
okay.
What I've realized about our country, they don't like people who speak the truth, and I'm saying this just in general, like everything. Just realize, South African, we do not like the truth.
No, we don't.
We hate the
It's
truth.
it's
basically.
painful.
It's
People
painful.
will fight you before they let you tell them what they need to hear, and sometimes the truth is what you need to prosper.
No,
You
like-
need the truth. You need to
like
hear it so that you improve.
You become this enemy number one if you speak the truth.
Hey.
Everywhere, and I don't know if most of you have realized that. Check everywhere, even here on YouTube. Everywhere where you are speaking the truth, they don't like
Cancel.
you. Media, they
They'll
cancel
cancel
you. They don't want people who are not. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people who cannot be controlled. And it's even our corporate world, they don't like people who have certain views. They don't like people who are strong in character. They don't want people who would question things. You are expected, as you go to school, you are taught to take everything that is said as a Bible truth. So that has killed us. That's why you'd see the division of the clever blacks and the people who have
The people
reasoning
that are
capacity.
living, yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
Clever blacks' reasoning capacity is limited to certain books. A book of economics, I mean, that I said one day, that we are taught as Africans to only produce. The process of processing, we are not taught that because we
Like,
are
for
not supposed to know
example, we
that.
are taught to extract raw materials, but why are we not taught how to make the diamond rings, how to manufacture, how to make the actual product?
Because if you do that, countries such as our big country, we know what the God country is, would not be able to sell you your own production back at the high price. Do you understand? That is the problem. We are only told you need to be able to point where the diamond is as an engineer. You are not taught on how to process it.
Okay, Daniel is asking for a WhatsApp group.
We will add you. When last did we actually
Hey,
talk
the
about that?
WhatsApp group has been so quiet, guys. I think maybe we should get it to work again.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
are
know.
people who are there.
Yeah,
but we
it's
haven't
already
been,
there, but
yeah.
we haven't been talking about it lately.
Maybe it's
it
because we
just
are going
stopped.
live and all these things.
We have a lot on our plate. We have a lot and it just stopped. People stopped interacting on the WhatsApp group for some weird reason. I don't know why.
So unfortunately, on that note, then Azania,
Yeah, we
I
will
would
bring
say
it back.
I would say in answering you that Mbeki is sober.
Yeah.
That guy is sober.
Yeah.
You know, I would vouch for someone who's able to criticize his brother. That is someone who's got a strong character, because it's not only just criticizing President Zuma or everyone. Everyone is criticizing everyone and is criticizing them accordingly, giving them their flowers where they deserve them and not giving them where they don't deserve them. That's what
Unlike
I think.
the others.
Others, they have one way of thinking.
Yeah.
As COM shuts down, it's the sabotage. But what are you doing? You have police, you have everything. Why don't you go guide?
Security, what is going on?
Why don't you go guide that site again and protect it with your life?
What is happening?
This is sabotage. Who stands? And then you get a professor from Stellenbosch who stands to benefit from this sabotage. It's those ones who are against. You like? Are you an economist all of a sudden? When you or a political
analyst.
Hi, my daughter.
Yeah, things are very
Guys,
funny
press
in
that
South
like
Africa.
button. We are about to bow out now.
Yeah,
It's Friday.
I think it's time to go.
I think some of you, I don't know, some of you still want to be here, but you are not calling. Call if you want to be here.
Call if you want to say something.
We'll give you that chance, and then we'll bow out and yeah.
Anything.
So, is there anyone you want to
get it off your chest? We are here for you.
Is there anyone do you wanna take the comments before we bow?
Okay, Ihlati says deep inside, Senzo's mom knows everything, but she just wants justice. But unfortunately, in South Africa, if you're a commoner, everything drags.
Yeah. So immediately when Senzo departed, Senzo's mom became a commoner. That is an unfortunate thing about.
That's the unfortunate
about
truth.
life. You once you give birth to a president, that president passes away, you become a normal person.
Bulls versus Bear Academy says, I don't have a hope on the appointed judge. That Madala with crying emojis. Allegedly. Pella, he's still a judge. He's still your honor. Daniel Makua says, Emily, but we really know Mr. Ndlovu is no more, or he enjoys his life somewhere. I'm following news on TV. Even at YouTube, I didn't see any funeral service. Allegedly. Daniel, let us leave that one. Tabondai. Mr. Mosia said that yesterday he is more qualified than Jean Ndlovu in forensic investigations, but today he's saying he was doing everything he was instructed by Jean Ndlovu. Hey, yeah, that Tabo, I agree with you on that one. Today it was a turnaround. It was a complete turnaround. He was relying on Ndlovu for everything today. Yesterday, he was an expert. Azania says, thank you for answering me about Mbeki fam. Thank you, Azania, for the question. And Zaid Afrikaans, yo. Hi. I think Mosia.
Is this Afrikaans?
I think it's Afrikaans. Zaid Afrikaans regering.
Do you know how to read that?
I'm trying.
Okay.
My Afrikaans is very bad because I did it up until grade 9. And you guys, how I passed, it was God's grace.
Okay.
I don't know how I passed Afrikaans.
Isn't it our problems? That's the whole process.
It's God's
yeah, but
grace.
read it.
Yeah, I think that's it. That was the last comment from Zaid Afrikaans saying, I think Mosia killed Senzi.
Yeah, so guys, that is it. If you still have a chance of calling on WhatsApp, that's a number that you should call all the time we go live. We will take your calls, and we are discussing here. We are a group of people who are discussing things. Some of them,
this
they are
court
difficult.
case especially, I'm very interested in it. I want to see how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna, if ever you need someone to work with on this channel, I think you should call Azani. Azani has a certain way of thinking.
Yeah, especially for podcast vibes, deep conversations. Azania is
Yeah, but I think everyone who's here has this way of thinking now. Like we are thinking, I think we were a group of people who are thinking different.
Yeah.
I would like to say that because we question everything.
Yeah.
And we leave it up there.
Yeah.
So I'm still working, guys. I'm still working on a lawyer. There's this friend of mine who's a lawyer. I've got a lot of lawyers actually, but
you must invite
I
them
want
here.
to invite them. They're not gonna be sitting here. It's gonna be through a phone
call.
I want us to discuss the issue of defamation.
Okay. That
Yeah.
would be interesting.
I want us to discuss that issue because she's been practicing, she actually owns a company. So I want us to discuss that.
Okay, that would be very nice if you could get her. I look forward to it because defamation, iyasebenza defamation. It's working.
Defamation is a long story, bro.
I thought so too because after seeing Surisha's husband, after what he went through, all the money he spent,
with the money
and
that
he's
he
a
has.
billionaire, guys, and he still lost the case. That it's not Papin Fleece.
I want us to discuss
He still
that.
has to appeal if he feels like I still have a case.
Oh, who's that laughing down there? This one is making us fight with people here. There's the last comment here.
Oh, Daniel. Thanks for everyone. Have a great night. All the
Guys,
best in
smash
your
that
dreams,
like
guys.
and smash that
Guys, please like
subscribe
the video.
button as we go powered.
Please
Like the video and
I
please
am
subscribe.
begging you guys.
We beg for your subscription. And why do we have to go through this Kelly?
Must just come out and apologize to the whole. Hey, I don't know. At this rate, we'll just have to wait for the case.
It's not as easy as we say.
It's not.
Guys.
It's really not. And what if we are wrong? What if all of this is just wrong? You know, it's not as easy.
Yeah, we could be wrong for all and well, I haven't taken a position, but everyone who's trying to direct it could be wrong.
Could be wrong. Everyone who says the singer did it. You know, it could be wrong at the end of the day, and then we'll have eggs in our faces, and people are gonna say, "You said this." They'll be taking out clips and stuff. Guys, let us just follow the case.
Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, smash that bell, so that when we go live,
you are notified.
And remember, guys, it was a mistake today. It was my mistake, and I apologized again. Before we bow out, it was my duty to take care of this, and by so doing, then I have cut my salary here.
Not necessarily. Technical difficulties happen, guys. They do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.